Hey guys, this is a general reading, but before I get into the reading or who it's for, I'm just gonna say some quick messages real quick. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so some, none, or all of this may apply. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened, it could be happening now, it could happen in the future, it may not happen at all. Some, none, or all of this may apply. I can read it as you, it could be someone else close to you. I can read this as love, it can be career. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't, okay? Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to the channel. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Also, for those of you who have inquired about donations and donated to the channel, it really means a lot to me, for not only the reciprocity of energy, if this video has helped you and all of that, but just, you know, the give take of energy and everything like that. Also, for information on services, so whether donation, services, all of that, my information, PayPal information, email information, all my service information, well, most of it, I'll be updating it soon. Hopefully it will have, I'm in the middle of putting together a website, so I'll actually be able to move it over to there. But all that information is there. So please read all of it, including the disclaimer. Don't just stop at my email address and then email me. It just saves me time. I'm always willing to help somebody out, but if it's there, it saves me time. So please read all of it. But if you still have questions, obviously email me and I'll help you out. So donations, services, all of that information is in the description box below. Any decks that I'm using, I will pin as the top. I'll put the links to the I'll put the links to the decks that you can get, so you know for sure which ones you're getting in the it'll be a pinned comment in the top comment section below. Also, it's also a way to contribute to my channel. It's doing something you were already going to do and it costs you nothing extra. So if you like the deck, you already wanted the deck, you'll know exactly which one you're getting, and it's another way to help contribute to the channel, just as a way of showing gratitude at no extra cost to you, of course. So yeah, please like, share, and comment, subscribe, because between donations, between services, between liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, buying even decks through the links that I provide if you're called to them, they're all ways that help me along my healing journey, that help me heal and learn tools to learn for myself how to heal. To also then learn how to give back to others, because a lot of people, they really need help right now, and it's something that I really am being called to do. I have my master in Reiki, and so I already do that as a service, but I'll be starting to teach that in probably January or February of next year. I have 3 of my 4 shamanic directions of shamanic training done. And if everything goes according to plan in 2020, I will be doing plant spirit medicine, all of which I can either do in person or through distant healing. So it really helps with that, and I greatly appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you for everything. And so we'll get on to the reading now. This is a general reading for Scorpio for October 2019. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Scorpio in your chart, or if you're just drawn to this video. Also, for more of a complete picture, please check out my other videos that I've either already made or will be making in the future of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever you're drawn to, significant placements in your chart. Just also a reminder, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. And it also more confirms that you'll get notification of when I put out videos. Sometimes YouTube's a little bit weird about that. So it just keeps you more informed and all that. So Scorpio, just real quick, I feel like I'm looking at a transition period of yours. I kind of know what's going on here, but not fully. Most of it will come through channeling. So We'll just start. Where do I want to start? You'll start with your animal spirit. So the energy where you are right now is, it gave me 2 for each. You have dragonfly and firefly. So these are both air energy. So I think, there's a lot of mental energy going on here with you. And I think you're also looking at like what direction you could go in. You're like, I could go in any direction. Maybe that's even a little overwhelming to you. I also get with the firefly, you could be wanting to, embrace what's inside and explore out. But what I first got from it was almost in a way like some of you might also be putting out like a type of beacon. Or maybe that little thing that you guys are able to do, especially mental or kind of like telepathy wise or whatever, where you're, you want to be seen. So you're either trying to like call in opportunities to you or things you want to you. Or just in a way where like you're really wanting to be seen by others, whether you're acting as a beacon and you're calling that in. And I find that a lot of times Scorpios have a very almost magnetic energy, one that draws. So you may be trying to draw people or someone or circumstances or opportunities to you that you're wanting. But also you may also just really want to be seen right now. Maybe want like attention or just really to be seen, because maybe you don't feel that great too, or you like feel kind of small. But you're definitely going through a type of transformation or transition period. The energies it's telling you to, as guidance to like bring on like that would be better for you or to embrace, that's what I should say, is you have Mouse and Scorpion. So this is earth and fire. So you may want to work on grounding yourself and going with like your passion within. But a lot of things I really get from it too, I mean, Mouse is really about stepping back and really scrutinizing situations, really looking at things. So I really get from the Mouse energy, yes, you want to embrace this change and go kind of like on your creative side, seeing what's all out in the world and everything. But I really get this kind of, because it's a transition phase, there's also almost a getting to know yourself, cleansing, purifying, purging kind of phase as well. Okay, I get it. Okay. Not only are energies going to be possibly a little unclear to you, in who you are, who you're going to be, what you want to keep, what you want to let go of. This includes parts of you. This includes things in your environment. This includes people. This can include anything. It's almost literally like you're going through like a death and rebirth situation. And you're going to want to step back, not only so that the people who shouldn't be in your life show that and present that to you, but so you can clear your energy, so you can just get back in your energy. Like, so you could remember who you are. Like, so for one, when times get rough on this, remember who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you're a very powerful sign. So remember that. Like, don't go too much in fear or victim or poor me. Like, just in case some of you tend to do that, remember what you have. It may not be exactly ideal, or you may have to do more than you'd like, but just remember who you are. But it's also saying to kind of take a step back during this time, because you will be processing through things. You will be purging through things. And it may not be pretty. You know what I mean? You may not be doing, embracing, showing, or any of that, like maybe of, yeah, that's probably why it's like your outcome. Really, I'm sorry, my mind's kind of foggy right now. And I don't know if this is like you, if your mind will be kind of foggy, but you may do, say, or react or whatever in ways that you may look back and not be proud of, or wish that you hadn't. And I know most of the time Scorpios are like, whatever, you know, but I feel like this is a pretty big transition, and there will be a lot of stuff coming up to the point where maybe this time, if you're not careful, you might actually really say or do, or, you know, whatever things that you're going to regret, or maybe be around people that you really shouldn't, and they're going to hinder your true transition from your highest potential. But it's really about being in your own energies, relearning who you are, just going in that silence, really, that is you. Because it's almost like, as long as you're going through this transformation, you might as well make the most out of it and really level up as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. Figure out as much as you can. And there's just so much going on around you. It's going to be hard to do that. So you're really going to have to take time. Don't worry about being too much in your head, but also not being too much of a buzzy bee, or going and being around all these things and, oh, I'm free. Like, what can I do now? What can I go into this? What can I go into this? Who can I bring here? Who can I attract my way? Who can this? What the this? Blah, blah, blah. This is going to further kind of stall you, confuse you, and you right back in this situation again, or maybe worse. It's advising you to take this time to really just do the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, step back, go within your own energies, clear your energies, you know, do what you have to in life, but then clear your energies, get back in your own, even if it's uncomfortable. And that's why, you know, you may do things you're not really proud of, is because maybe you haven't done that in a while. Maybe you forgot who you were. Maybe you forgot how to deal with like parts of yourself or something. You've just been focused on everything else around you, that things have been like building up, and well, now they've got to have somewhere to go. You've got to get them out of you to transform. You know, I mean, really even like stepping into the fire. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of almost what I get to with this, is like, I don't know why it doesn't show that, but like the scorpion, you know, you guys sting, but like almost stinging yourself. I don't know if that's what you've done here, but, or should do or whatever, but almost like stinging yourself. Not, I don't mean in a self-sabotaging way. However, I guess, just bear with me here, because it's like I know this, but I can't fully see the picture. But it's almost like it could be seen from an outside view as self-sabotage, and also from somebody who may not know what you're doing or have a personal, or I mean a spiritual perspective, but almost in a way doing this for your evolution, to put you into the fire. whether this is just in your own time, whether it's just you'll know. I'm not going to go further into that. It's almost like stepping into yourself and re-strategizing, re-looking at things, being a little bit more cautious, which I know you guys really will be anyways. I mean, it's kind of just Scorpio energy anyways. But yeah, like, remember who you are during this. Remember you are enough. You're fully enough. You are good and capable. Also kind of go back a little bit into your own, learn again, remember who you are. Remember that you're going to have things coming up that you may not want to be around, certain things, people, or situations that you care about. And maybe for some of you, you may actually not necessarily even sting yourself, but do something that is just the catalyst here of stepping into the fire. Because I kind of get with this vibe, like, these are, like, this is avoiding the fire. Like, who can I draw to me? Who can I be around? What can I be around? What can I do? What opportunities? And they might be good for a minute and you really think, yes, new, that fresh energy, and you're just going. It's going to end up hindering you. There's going to be things you're not going to see. And you're either going to have to start all over, or you're going to end up bringing, like, toxicity in. Because there's things about you also that you don't see yet. So this process is going to help you develop and see yourself. And part of stepping into the fire is being willing to, like, see and sacrifice and go through that. I mean, I'm sure you know more than anybody, but to go through that pain and that uncomfortability to either reset or to even see things about yourself, or to see things about the world. And usually when one knows and they knowingly step into the fire. So this might be a transition where stuff's going on around you and you either have to create this or it's already being created, but you have a choice to either step back into a similar cycle or to be like, no, this cycle's not working for me anymore, and you are choosing to step into the fire. Like, you are choosing your own growth and awakening and pain for where you know it's going to take you, because clearly there's things that you're not seeing, or there's parts of yourself that they got to go. They got to go. They got to transform. Parts of yourself, parts of other, parts of your life, part of your reality, but whatever it is. I mean, this is very deep where this can go. So you're almost at, like, and I guess that's why this is what's in your environment now. I get it, is we'll go back to it, but the Two of Swords is because it's almost like you're at a pathway, or what is that, crossroads or whatever, where you can choose to go one way or another. Like, I feel like even if you choose the path of staying on what you've been on, I feel like it's going to spit you back here anyways. It's just going to get worse and worse. So as of right now, you're on your current path you've been on, almost that revolving whatever. And it's really advising you right now to pick a different path, like the path that is you, the path that is within, and learning yourself, wanting to learn yourself and see so much so that you're willing to step into the fire. Because there's things like this at the bottom of the deck, the crocodile. There's things that are lurking within you, within your subconscious, within and around you that you're not seeing. That are either gonna hold you down or, you know, come up and get you whenever it wants. Like, it's And this is like really the only water sign that even came up for any of the, well, you have fish underneath that as well. Oh, and then shark. There's definitely things in your emotions and in your subconscious that need to come up. They need to surface. And it's advising you to take the path to let them do that and to not keep trying to distract yourself in whatever way you distract yourself. But to just kind of bite the bullet, say F it, and jump into the fire. The one that in many ways can just assist you in illuminating but yet burning through the things that are no longer serving you and are no longer part of your journey going forward. Okay, so let's go on. In the center of your reading, you have the King of Cups. So here's you showing up front and center. I really get, I mean, I know it's like a common thing of it, but I don't always get this from the King of Cups, but I really do with this. Like, there's so much stoicism here. Like, just not showing, like, emotions, nothing, just. But there's a lot going on around you. It's almost like and I think that's why it's saying to stop distracting yourself, because it's almost like you don't, like you're trying to in a very strength and power way step forward and go and get through this in a way that you're okay. You know, things aren't bothering you. You don't want to show your vulnerabilities. But almost so much so that it's blocking you, or it's creating illusion to yourself to where you don't know where to move forward or where to grow or what means anything to you. Like, I almost just get like a Scorpio who's blocking their own feelings, like their own, like what's in your emotions, like I was saying, like your subconscious, like you can't even see. You've built up such a wall. Yeah, like this wall at the bottom of the deck. Like, you've built up such a wall that like you can't even see anymore. And because of that, you literally have blinded your own internal navigation system. Which means, like, what's crossing you or hindering you is like you don't know which way to go. Like, King of Wands is like all about like, yeah, charisma and all that, but they're not as much about taking action as the Knight of Wands or even the Queen of Wands, but to know confidently, like they might be like more of the decision makers or something like that, but to know what way to make a decision, which way to go, like how to build, how to create, like where to put their passions. You may not know what judgment to make. Around you, within you, like all of that. You've literally created your own block. To the point where I almost just get this vibe of being on autopilot. Which I have to say, it really sucks for all signs to be on autopilot. But one of the signs it sucks the most for to be on autopilot would be a Scorpio. Just because of your guys' energies that you have, like, it could really do some damage. Not only to other people, but especially to yourself. And you not even see it. You know, you guys are, a lot of times, in my opinion, like masters of illusions. And those illusions don't just apply to other people. They apply to yourself as well. So, be careful of, you know, deceiving yourself to the point where you don't even see. You get stuck. I mean, what Scorpio likes to be stuck? Like, they don't like that. To me, they're very similar, kind of like Virgo on that too, where they are a fixed sign, so they like some level of stability, but they still like to like evolve and grow, and they just don't like, they're water sign. They don't like to be stuck. You don't like to be stuck. But you're starting to stick yourself. And it's almost like this looping pattern that's happening, that's like, you have to create some type of loop somewhere in your life or some type of distraction, because otherwise you would see that you were stuck. Like, you would have to make moves, and the only way that you're really going to be able to do that, to get out of whatever this illusion that you're in within yourself, is to go within and to step into the fire. It's almost like, are you ready for the fire? Are you ready to see and find out who you are? Are you ready to take on that responsibility? I don't know. Let's go on. Well, I guess I'll go to this first. You have as just 2 cards. I'm like, oh, where do we want to go? Like, I don't know. The deck just wanted to speak to me. It was Page of Swords. And this is like a werewolf. Like, no. So yes, I mean, werewolves go through transition. Also on the bottom of the deck, you have the Empress, and you have Fool underneath that, 6 of Wands. So also some of you may be coming and speaking or keeping an eye on an Empress, which could be either a mother, a significant other, like the mother of your children. It could be a Libra or a Taurus. I did see in another thing that the Hierophant, was either the Hierophant or the Queen, no, it was the King of Pentacles and the Empress were together. So it could literally be a Taurus or Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But I think this is also a transformation to your higher self, like your step up. The Page of Swords, I'm just going to read this to you. Counter to European legends, werewolves did not undergo actual physical change, but rather a mental and aura change that created the illusion of a wolf in behavior and appearance. During the process of transformation into a wolf, the shapeshifter's anguish as he releases conscious control produces the twisting grunts and howls. Like I said, you're going to be going, like, you're probably going to want to do some of this stuff in solitude. The man on the card howls in triumph as he successfully transforms his essential self into a wolf. The necklace of feathers and other charms points to his shamanic training. He is prepared to use his highly spiritual power and his greatly heightened sense of awareness to seek out information he could not otherwise find. So keep aware for a message and opportunity about money or material gain. This could also be an advance notice of a troubling period in your life, especially if you do not see through the illusions, which that's crazy because that's what I was talking about. And then the Empress. She's pretty much the triple goddess, maiden, mother, crone. She begins all life ended cycles, and also holds the power to end them. The part of every living thing. The spirals on this card represent the eternal cycles of life that each person experiences and are reminders of the spiritual path that draws a seeker to the center where all true knowledge can be found. It may represent someone who will use emotional tactics to get what they want. I don't know. That could be you or somebody else. Okay. But you are going to be going through some type of transition. And like I said, it's going to be uncomfortable. And there may be parts of you that you may not want others to see, whether it's just vulnerability and you don't want others to see it, or whether you're literally going to be like letting parts out of you, like emotions, anxiety, fear, anger, you know, maybe controlling ways. Like I have a feeling you're leveling up. So sometimes when you're leveling up, you know, you have to experience, see, and work through those lower things, you know what I mean? Which could be like very controlling, very manipulative, very judgmental, like fear-based, anxiety, like just things that you, maybe even a clearing out of your throat chakra, which means a bunch of stuff's coming up that you've been holding back and keeping down. And, you know, sometimes when you go through the fire phase, you go through like that effort phase where you're just like going. So it's just kind of, I'm just saying, like, don't hold back your truth and all that, but find other healthy ways to express this too, whether it's journaling or exercise or some type of activity or poem writing, songwriting, painting, drawing, like writing song, whatever it is for you, learning something, kickboxing, I don't know. Maybe if you do have things to say to somebody, like write it in a letter, say it, act like you're saying it to them if you have to, but then burn the letter. And if you can, then actually say it to the person too. But, you know, this is the Page of Swords at the same time. So, you know, be careful in how you're saying things to somebody. Because there is also, I do think this is you at the same time. But there may be somebody of like an Empress energy. Maybe they're very nurturing, very creative. Could be wife, longtime significant girlfriend, mother, just somebody that you view as Empress, like high status. Somebody that you just hold very highly in your eyes. You may be sending a message, maybe to one or multiple people. And all I'm saying is be careful in doing that because you're in the middle of a transition. So, you know, you're going to be uncomfortable, which means some of your shadow sides are going to show through. And it's whatever. But, tell me about this Empress. Yeah, the Empress, I mean, it could be you as well. But it could also be somebody that there's a lot of regrets and loss around, a lot of burdens that you've been carrying about this. Wow. Someone who, I don't know, maybe you were or want to be their emperor. Because under the Emperor, at the bottom of the deck, you have King of Cups, King of Wands, Death, Tower, Chariot. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But also know, I'll say this. When I was going through one of my transition periods, after my awakening. I don't regret anything I did, but there was a level of instability and a level of wants and desires and things coming up that they're not going to be who you are when you get done transforming. They may not be what you want, or they may not just be who you are. It might be something you choose to get rid of, or you may choose to still have it there, but not in the way that you had originally thought. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is just remember, as you're taking these actions and you're speaking these things and you're doing whatever, you know, whether you're speaking your truth or calling things in or trying to manifest or whatever, just know that who you are right now, even if you don't try to change, to some degree, part of this is inevitable, even if you choose not to stand in the fire. Part of this is inevitable. So who you're going to be is not who you are right now. What you want may not be what you want right now. This is another reason why it would be good to step back and do this work and step into the fire on your own, because you don't want to drag your own process out. You don't want to drag somebody else unnecessarily into your own process. You don't want to hurt people within the meantime, or be like, oh, I want this. Like, it's so, like, when I went into mine, my, you know, fearful inner child very much came out, and it was really about, you know, trying to secure things that comforted me, or reverting back to people or ways or thought patterns or behaviors or whatever that at one time was a comfort for me. And it was brought up for me to see it, to experience it, to decide whether I still wanted it and whether it still worked for me, and to see whether I wanted to eradicate it or change it in some way. So luckily, I mean, to my knowledge, I didn't go mess anything up. I did the best I could in that time of knowing, you know, with what I had at the time. But part of you, when you get like that, your fears are brought up, and you kind of go grasping for straws. And I kind of think that's where this is also saying where you are now. Like, the dragonfly could go in any direction. Like, you might be looking at all your options or in all directions, and, you know, be like, you want attention, you want things to come to you, you want distractions, but you're also acting like as a beacon of light, calling things in. And I really would not advise doing that, because you're going to end up where you are now, but actually worse anyways, because then you're going to have like worse burdens, worse karma, worse things to deal with, worse things to work through. Like, say if you have a lot of chaos or drama around you right now, you're going to have more chaos and drama around you, you know, while you're transitioning, and then bringing other people into your crap in the meantime. It just, I obviously think you should speak your truth, and if things happen, then it's what's supposed to happen, and don't judge yourself. But just looking back at my journey, there's not a lot of it I would have done differently, but some of it I may have. Because like I said, who I am right now is not who I was then. And I know that who I'll be a year from now will not be even who I am right now, because I'm still, I mean, I'll probably always be evolving, but I'm still very much in my transformation process. So anyways, just keep that in mind, because you are leveling up here, especially if you really choose to do this work and create and step into your own fire. The process, you guys know I'm not speaking literally. But there may also be somebody that you're wanting to really, like, you're keeping an eye on or watching, that you're really wanting to talk to or whatever. And I kind of get this vibe that when you get this newfound, like, freedom, whatever, whether you chose it or not, don't just go, like, running right there. If you do, it's whatever. You know, just forgive yourself if you do anything, but, or apologize if you do anything messed up, but just keep in mind you're in a transformation process, and there's going to be parts of you that are going to be coming up. You're going to experience you are not going to be in control of yourself. You're not going to be your normal, poised, stoic self. I'm just going to move on. You'll see what I'm talking about. That might be why in your likely outcome you have the Emperor reversed. In the subconscious of your reading, or the foundation, you have the Star. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Five of Swords. And you have the Six of Pentacles. So, this is really about like healing like getting to where you're feeling better. I feel like in a way, this is very much meant to be in your life. And it's helping you to change your perception and your mental mind frame. Because just as much as you might have mental games or chaos going around you, it is happening within you. It's almost like a call. Like a call to wake you up. A call to step into your true self or your power, to take you from a place of superficiality, or it is trying to help you feel better, but instead of just being focused on the external or energies being on you, like look at me, oh I feel good, like yes, this is very much about victory. So you probably are going to feel better at first for a minute. I'm just saying. You're going to level out after whatever has been going on around you that you're transitioning out of. You're going to level back out. And you're going to feel a little bit better. And then that's usually when, if you are going to go through a type of like significant awakening of some sort, sometimes they're just minor perception changes, sometimes they're bigger awakenings of things that you really got to get stuff out, purge. Considering the fact this is like werewolf, whoever I'm speaking of, at least one or a couple of you is going to be going through a pretty major transformation internally. And it's to take your perception and removing the illusion out of it from, look at me, or I need attention, or basically like codependent, like seeking behavior, addictive behavior, like outside of you. Like basically where to bring peace to you, it has to come from outside of you. And it's making it to where it's removing this mentally inside of you. And it's bringing that peace within you to where now your interactions with other people are on a more sturdy and equal give and take foundation. It's from a place of true balance, not come fill my cup type thing. It's trying to heal you, and it's trying to really level you up, like to your like higher purpose, higher path, like to align you on your right path. You may have gotten lost a little bit, and sometimes getting lost is exactly where you're supposed to be. Sometimes you have to get lost to be found type thing. Sometimes you have to lose your mind to, to figure yourself out again. So it's whatever. In the past, you have the Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the High Priestess. So there is some new beginning that you wanted to like learn and work towards or whatever, like go on. Maybe even materialistic or something that you value. Something that just means something to you, whether it is about finances, whether it's about love. You wanted to go and take action towards that. Yeah, and like manifest it and do it. But you were like stuck in your head about it, or like you didn't know how. Maybe even offer. Maybe a love offer or just something that's important in some way. Maybe you were keeping it a secret. Or you just felt really called and pulled to do it. Like it was something you really needed to do. But you were all like stuck in your head. You didn't know how to do it. Like how to go about doing it. Some new beginning. Maybe something you either had to learn, some offer. Whatever it is. It could be apprenticeship. It could be skills. You mean offer to somebody, something. Just free on yourself. Some new beginning that you wanted to go after. But you were like stuck in your head about it. You felt stuck and you didn't know how to go about doing it. Or you kept it a secret. Or kept it a secret. In your thoughts or crowning the position, you have the Strength card. So you're really trying to have strength through this. You could also, like with Leo here, want attention. I don't know why I keep getting attention. It may not be that. Like, again, though, like how this Lion is, I mean, I know this is usually like your higher conscious with your primal side, but, and it's like as above, so below. So just as much as this Lion is like, pet me, call me, whatever, like he, you know, he has that itch within him that's like, I need some attention. I need to feel better. I need blah, blah, blah. When somebody is not as evolved, they go to the outside world to do that. When somebody is evolved, they work between their higher level of consciousness to help calm those animalistic desires or primal fears or whatever. Not the Strength card. Yeah, like you are conflicted within about this new beginning. Whether I think to fix something you're already in or to go towards something else. And I will say, just by the other cards that are showing up and as I'm flipping through the cards, say you are planning on going towards this other person, if it is somebody else or some other thing for some of you, like maybe this Empress. I would really recommend getting most of these energies or transformation out of you before going towards this. And maybe that's also why you're trying to hold back, is maybe you really want to go, or maybe you really want to talk to them, or maybe you really have a lot to say or explain or something, and you're trying to really hold back. Hopefully it's not for like a power struggle thing. Hopefully it's because you know that you're not in the right place right now. So there may be something you're holding yourself back from because you know you're not in the right place. There's too much not only going on around you, but also probably going on within you. So I'm hoping that this isn't just holding yourself back just for that person. Like, I hope you are also working through these energies on your own within yourself. Like, all I'm saying is while you're holding back and while you're having this time, you might as well make the most of it and do the most work you can. Because it would really suck, right, if you hold back and you wait for all this stuff to clear out, right? And then you come back and you bring these same old energies. Because I'll tell you right now, this Empress isn't going to have it. The Empress looks for somebody who is fulfilled within, like she is, who is looking to better themselves and be realistic and not of illusion, to be like, not, I don't want to say awakened, but that is balanced, is that balanced internally and externally, that is a go-getter yet is compassionate, that they're a giver, but yet they also understand self-love. Like, there's balance. There's something here that you have to balance out within you. Plus, also, you could sit there and be like, oh, let me wait till my external environment clears itself out and then I'll go. Say it's that. Well, you're going to have all these energies within you, and then your time of coming forth is, and then it comes up. Because if this person means as much to you as I'm getting the indication they may mean to you, it's almost like they're going to have that key to come in and unlock a part of yourself. And that's okay if stuff comes up. Like, you can work through that. You can choose to work through it with the person, you know, especially if you're willing to be vulnerable and like work through it with the person and not just be stupid, but or like deny it or cocky or like, no, nothing bothers me, or be mean because of it. But whatever's been locked in there is mostly what I'm trying to say. You may want to, this lines very much with my Virgo reading, my last Virgo reading, so you may want to watch that, the one for October, I think it was, where that was like, they have a key to your heart. Like, they may unlock some stuff within you. And some of the stuff sitting in there may be kind of like old and crusty or festering, like it's been in there a while, you know? And to some degree, you may not be able to clear that out on your own, and that's fine. But you will be able to clear some of it, or you will at least be able to see it enough so when it does come forth, you're a little more aware of it. It doesn't catch you off guard and like send you into like a reaction or whatever, and then you say or do things that you may regret. If you do, again, that's fine. Explain, you know, apologize, whatever. But there may be a level of some force that you may be coming through with when this part of your emotion opens up. Because, you know, you're sitting here stoic like the King of Cups, and it's just going to be a little crazy when this part of you gets opened up and you unleash all this. And it probably doesn't even just have to do with this person. It's going to be all that stuff that's just been sitting in there festering that probably for the most part doesn't even have to do with him or her, it or whatever it is. So that's why I say you may want to step back and do some of this energy clearing and try to like step through some of this own fire process on your own. Because it's not just externally to you that you have to clear things out. There is a lot of stuff internally. I mean, it's like an alligator or a crocodile just swimming, waiting to like come out and get something, you know, and it's watching with his eyes right above the water. Sometimes it's even below the water and can see. There is things in your subconscious and stuff that, I mean, it would suck to come out and finally talk or deal with this Empress and like this is what comes at her. Just saying. So you may, him or her, it, whatever, you may want to work on that. And so that may be what you're thinking. But some of you may be like, let me just wait till my environment clears. Some of you might just be like, oh, I'm feeling uncomfortable. And you're just trying to really have strength and keep yourself poised and calm and just strong during this transition. And then hopefully some of you are actually doing that work though. In your likely future, you have the Four of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups, and you have the Lover's card. So, well, maybe you heed my advice, or maybe you already know this and you're holding back. And maybe you're fasting. I don't know. Maybe you're fasting away from people or certain behaviors of yours or something. But you're, either you're not really dealing with love in the future or anything really unemotional kind of way like that. So it's going to be different. Some people, they're going to be focusing on talking a reunion with possibly whoever this Empress energy is. And it doesn't have to be a female. It could be a male. It could be a situation. It could be a job opportunity, whatever. It could be a creative endeavor. So some of you are just going to be focusing on that and not really wanting to deal with any other offers. But I really get most people are not really going to be dealing with stuff because they may have like so many offers or so many things that they don't know which way to go. And some of them may not even really interest you. You may be either confused or discontent with it. And you don't know what decision to make. So I think it was in your last reading too, something about a Queen of Pentacles, and she's coming up here. But I think like whoever the Queen of Pentacles, which I think is the Empress, you're wanting to go like heal and balance things out, like maybe make things right. Maybe clear from a stalemate or how things are being seen, like sacrifice or either do things differently. It may be what you want. I mean, you could want to be on your own too, but it could be what you want, but you're just really stuck in your head about it. Like you really don't know what to do and you're trying to figure it out and like trying to figure out what to say. Maybe that's one of the reasons you're holding back, is to figure out like the best thing to say or way to come forward. But just be careful, you know, with your, you know, King of Cups here, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, like, you know, you guys are very intense. So I would recommend, like, dial it down a notch, you know, like this. Maybe dial it down a notch. Don't be so intense. Don't be really controlling. Don't be over demanding and everything. But also, it's like you're going to be coming in like hot and heavy with a lot of words to say and a lot of like love offer, lovey thing, whatever. But there's still going to be things. I mean, it's like typical Scorpio energy, but there's still going to be things you're not saying. And I don't know if it's so that you can keep your options open in case you're making the wrong decision, or if you might still have something else going, or at least like on hold. Like, I don't know if you're almost trying to like trial this out, like if it doesn't work, then I still have this. I mean, that's not really a good energy to do, like, because that means you're not really bringing yourself and your vulnerability. It's like continuing the whole I wouldn't recommend doing that. Let's put it that way. I would not come and play games with this Empress if this is something that's important to you. I would do the work before you even do it, because you like, I would recommend not ruining your chances, whatever this is. I wouldn't try to over strategize it. I wouldn't try to like have somebody on the side and not being honest, because then at that time you're not really bringing all of yourself. You're not really bringing all of your A game, which might be what you want, because you don't want to bring all of that and then be sitting there with like an empty cup. But everybody takes that chance. You know, everybody's vulnerable like that. And that's still a level of control in the situation. And if you can't like put yourself in a certain predicament where you truly bring yourself and don't try to strategize or control it, it's actually very Scorpionic. I mean, you guys are very much like, if anybody was sitting there playing a chess game, it would be a Scorpio. So just be careful with that. I'm like just saying, if this is important to you. And if you're not at that level where you can do that, where you can walk up to somebody and you've evolved to the point where you can walk up and open yourself up to somebody and chance being rejected or chance being wrong or chance it not working out, and be balanced within yourself enough to know that you'll be okay and you'll move forward and you'll continue and grow, and that it doesn't hit your ego because your value doesn't derive off that, then I wouldn't even step forward to this Empress, because that's where this Empress is. That's where the Empress's mind is going to be. And they're going to see you. They're going to read those things. And then you're just creating almost like a self-fulfilling or self-fulfilling prophecy of self-sabotage. Don't bring games. Make sure you're done with the games. So, I mean, you need to let go of these codependent energies, because that's a codependent energy. To be like, oh, well, I mean, I get it. In a way, it's smart. It's strategic, you know, to have plan B. But like I said, the whole lesson here is with the Star, the Six of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, is to come with a balanced energy. Like Empress is very balanced of an energy. They are the accumulation of the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and then goes to the Empress. So if you have a plan B in matters of love, maybe you could do it if this is career or something like that. Even then it might be a little bit hard. But if this is love, which this is a lot of emotions here, sitting here with the lovers, and this is your likely future, you cannot fully come and be yourself and bring like that true seeing an opportunity while maintaining or holding on to another situation in the background. And it's not going to open up a certain level of vulnerability either. It's almost like when I imagine, like, so your Empress is Emperor is reversed, but the Empress and the Emperor, right? When I've seen the Emperor type energies in people, like men, we'll say just men. I know a woman can be it too, but they know when to go into that action in Mars type energy. They know when to dictate and when to, you know, build and when to help out, when to have other people do things, when to have that stoicism. But usually this type of energy, like, they know who their queen is. They know who their empress is. Like, to other people, they have that level of stoicism, but they allow a certain level of vulnerability to their woman, man, whatever, applied as necessary. There is a level of softness there. But not many people can see or experience that or get that side of the Emperor. The Empress can and should be able to. And vice versa. So just remember that when bringing your energy forward, like, because your likely future is the Emperor reversed, which this is not a matchup. No Empress and Emperor reversed. The Empress wants the Emperor upright. So if you're not at that level, I don't know what this Empress is to you, don't bother. Because, yeah, she wants a man who has that. I mean, she's Venus, right? Of course she's going to want Mars. And Scorpio, one of your core ruling planets, is Mars. Of course Venus wants Mars. Of course they want that balance, which makes sense, actually. It's funny that it's like, you know, leading you to the Six of Pentacles. Balance. So this is a very balanced energy. You have to be balanced within, though, to have this balance harmonized outside of you in a relationship. So if you have somebody who seems to be already balanced like this, or they're at least balanced enough, they're not going to want Empress reversed. They want Emperor. They want somebody that has that Mars, masculine, just kind of warrior, go-getter, builder, like, you know, energy. But balanced with a level of softness that would be for either, like, children or their woman or elderly or whatever. A level of human compassion, basically. I don't even know why I'm saying this. I don't know if it matters to you, but all I'm saying is there's something here, and I don't know what it is. It's like almost like this small little part of your reading, which was very similar kind of the last one. And it was showing in the cards where it was just like almost trying to strategize and then have something in the background. And if this doesn't work, if that doesn't work, no, that's not going to work. Because only true growth can come in the form of building and making an Emperor go upright when he knows those moments to really bring his A game and be first center in who he is and have his level of vulnerability. You can't really enter in a truly loving relationship without having a level of vulnerability. So just make sure by the time that you ever come forth to this Empress, if this is external to you, that you remember that. Maybe that's also what you're transitioning to. Maybe both these energies are you with this Page of Swords and the Empress. maybe you are transitioning to more of your nurturing kind of side, even if you're a man. I don't think you're going to be ready for love is what this is saying. So that was a long time to get there to realize what these cards were about. But you're not going to be ready for love. And if you are, it's going to be like minor little things. It's not going to be anything really significant because you're going to know that you're not ready. So even if you have desires that you know you want to go do, whether it's just in general or even like this Empress, you're going to hold yourself back because you know you're not ready. Is what that's saying. How you see yourself is the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. So I think you see yourself a little bit in the lack mentality, but I think you see like maybe some structure or foundation you've put together not doing so well or coming apart, whether it's a family, a relationship, whatever is a structure, sturdy foundation. It could be a job, like you could see yourself having career or job struggles, family struggles, household struggles, whatever is or was a secure foundation for you. There's a lot here going on for me too with like my heart chakra, my higher heart chakra, my throat chakra. I mean, I'm sure it would go also to your third eye and your crown, but where I feel it the most is in my throat, my heart, my higher heart. So there's a lot of heart healing that needs to be done here and release. And a lot of expression. Which I would say, that's what I was saying with your emotions. There's a lot in there to be dealt with. And this is all about, you know, throat chakra, you know, Page of Swords. And I'm like, be careful what comes out. What's in your environment is the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So like I said, I think you have possible 2 paths. I think there's a lot of action going on around you, but at the same time, there's either a stalemate or so much like distance. It's like you're really like just there's a lot guarded off of seeing and emotion wise, kind of like this whole King of Cups being very stoic. There's a lot of action though, but it's almost like I can see you having to do and deal with a lot of things, but straight face. Don't show any emotion. You don't really want to see, because also the more you see right now and the more that you experience, the harder it will be to hold your emotions back, I think. So I think you're just literally, like I said, I think you're on autopilot. Like, I think that's literally, I need to write this combo down. Like, literally, I think it's like on autopilot. It's like where you're just like doing, but not seeing. Like doing, but not seeing. You're just doing, autopilot. And like I said, this holds true for all signs, but one of the worst signs to be on autopilot would be a Scorpio. Like, for real. So I think either you are on autopilot, there's just a lot of routine type stuff going on around you, but you got a lot of chaos stuff to handle, or there's a lot of people around you on autopilot, like they don't see. It's funny though, because how they see you is the Fool. So they see you as trying, like, they could see you as foolish, but they could see you as just like you're free, you're trying new things. Tell me about the Fool. The Emperor and the Seven of Cups. Like you're free to go explore whatever you want. I still think you're under an illusion though. I think that this autopilot thing applies to you too. I think you're just, and it makes sense honestly, because it's like you need to free yourself from whatever situation, and then let it calm you and settle down enough to let your walls come down, and then that's where it's gonna switch. You're gonna start to see things as soon as you can put yourself in a safer environment. For some reason, you may not feel like you're in a safe environment. Yeah, like there might have been a lot of deceit, a lot of control, a lot of secrets, a lot of just either partying or like look at me, or it's just all very low level. It's devilish energy, codependent energy, defensive energy, needing outside sources for energy. Like it's, even if you're the one doing this, it's still not safe. You know what I mean? Like whether you're the one on the receiving end or doing end, or maybe you're both doing it, but it's not safe. So when you get in a situation where you're able to be safe and put your guard down, you're going to see. So there is still a level of you not seeing as well, but there may also be people around you that they're on autopilot as well. Everybody is just a bunch of zombies walking around. In your hopes, of course, Sun card, again, Leo vibe. So maybe you're dealing with a Leo, maybe you have Leo somewhere in your chart, because in your thoughts, in the crowning, you have the Strength card. In your hopes, you have the Sun card. I think you're obviously hoping to feel good again and to see, and for this all to go well. But like I said, some of you may be dealing with a Leo. But you could also be carrying this Leo energy where you're really just, you want to feel good again, you want to be optimistic again, you want to have fiery passion again, you want attention to be on you again, maybe even have to have the freedom to do it. Tell me about the Leo or the Sun card. You have the Three of Wands, so you're waiting for something to come in. Maybe your happiness. Oh. So, Three of Wands, clarifying the Sun. And then came up the Two of Swords. And then the Ace of Cups, the Empress, and the Seven of Pentacles. Like, this is the other path. The Empress is the other path. Like, you want what you want. And maybe something didn't go well in the future with it. Maybe you've been waiting on it. Trying to plan. You want what you've been wanting and planning for and waiting on to come to fruition. Your fear is the Seven of Pentacles, that it doesn't work, or that you're just always in the planning phase. It's just not working out. You're just always having to reevaluate. Basically, that you don't get what you want. It seems like what you really want is this Empress. And I think that's why I was putting a lot of emphasis on the Empress. On don't come and play games with her. And don't come while you're in the Empress reversed. Maybe you guys can have some type of lesson and grow together. Whether you just stay together, come apart, go together, I don't know. But maybe you guys have lessons to teach each other. But I think you know that to some extent. I think you guys are still going to have some, like you and this Empress are still going to have some level of something to like work out with each other. I'm sure on both ends, but I think you already know that. And I think, like I said, I think that's why you have the strength in your crowning position. Because I think you know you're not going to be able to come as anything even close to what you were. Not that you should be ashamed of yourself, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to level up. But I'm telling you, about the vulnerability was a strong thing. Like, it doesn't matter so much to an Empress if she has to, like, she doesn't have to see her Emperor be vulnerable or soft with a bunch of other people. To some degree, like, Venus loves that Mars energy. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But when it becomes unbalanced is when either A, the Emperor's energy is unbalanced, or there is no level of vulnerability. Like, none within either if there's a family setting or with the Empress. Like, it's not hot to not be able to be, like, emotionally connected or emotionally in with your person. You know what I mean? So I would just recommend, like, you know, that stoicism is not going to always be able to work, just as a heads up for those of you, whatever this Empress is to you. Or you are always going to be staying in that whole planning, Seven of Pentacles, waiting energy. You're always going to be sitting there like, oh, it didn't work, or there's the sun at the bottom. And like not knowing what's going on, and you're basically going to self-sabotage the situation. This situation can go any way, but it's going to take work on your part. You're not going to be able to just come in and control or demand the situation. The Empress doesn't work like that. The Empress works with like mutual love and respect, and she does things because she wants to. A true man or true emperor knows how to do things in a way where they can make the Empress feel the way she needs to feel so that she wants to return those things. Not that she has to, or that she's manipulated to, or that she's controlled to, or, you know, punished to, or in a fear base to, but that she wants to. Because she loves him or her. That's her emperor. You know, it's a mutual love and respect thing. It is to have gratitude for, but not really expected. And I know you would think like, oh, that should be expected. No, it shouldn't be expected. Like, everybody's individual people at the end of the day. You don't have to do anything. But when there's that mutual love and respect is very high here. And that is shown in the relationship, and there's a balance of that. That is when both people want to. They want to show things. They want to grow with that person. They want to sacrifice with that person. You get what I'm saying? In your likely outcome, you have the Emperor reversed. So I don't know if it's just because it's not time yet and you know that. That's why you're in the Strength card sitting up above. Tell me about the Emperor reversed. Yeah. Like, you're still healing. You're still holding on. You're still kind of in a controlling way. And you're still releasing a lot of those energies. Yeah. Yeah, you're still healing. So, I hope you're right on that. I hope you already know that. You're probably like, I know. Like, this whole time. Like, I'm telling you something new. So, I mean, that's good that you know that. Because you're still going to be holding on to stuff. You're probably going to be, like, going out the mouth. not really in a good emotional place and still trying to mentally move forward. So it is what it is. You know, it's going to be your process. You're going to be dealing with your stuff. Because on this other deck, I feel like I need to pull an oracle or something. You have grief. There is going to be a level of grief that you're going to be going through over some type of soulmate situation that it didn't work. It wasn't meant to. Their like discovery is about like someone not having the ability to love you. So there may not have been the ability to have what you wanted out of a certain situation or love, whether it's this Empress or something else that you're currently dealing with. And you're working on expansion, and during expansion it's going to hit some of your insecurities. So you're going to have to work through those, like I said, during this transformation process, to be careful about not being a victim, you know, taking all these things that happened in your past and allowing them to come up and see them so you can utilize them for knowledge and let them be the key to like your future and knowing what to do with it. Also, some of you might have some addicted tendencies. Maybe you have to deal with some type of recovery. I don't know. But once you can do this and pop, you know, heal through your insecurities, pop out of the victim mind frame, take all your past lessons, see what they were for, use them as a key to move forward, it will give you a level of renewal. And then you will be able to like make something work that didn't have a likelihood to make it work, or it was like almost against the odds, or like it shouldn't have worked, but you wanted it to work. And therefore you made it work. But it's not going to be without you healing and doing your work first. Yeah, like there's going to be an ending to certain cycles. Like you're going to have to be on your own for a little while. There's going to have to be some level of forgiveness and heart healing. You're going to be growing within. There's going to be an ending to cycles around you. Maybe somebody passes, I don't know, but at least the ending of a cycle. And then just dealing with like abundance and just growth. Your quest. Changing in perception. All the things that go along with that. So I don't know if you just wouldn't be talking to this Empress and then healing the stuff, or if you'll have a talk and then you guys have to go do your thing apart for a little while. Again, I don't really know. For those of you that are vibing with the whole Empress thing, that was also in my last reading for Scorpio. Is it this deck? Yes, that's the one I went for. Let's pull a card about it. I'm going to be done soon. So just remember that your guys' perception is everything on this. It depends on what you do with it. Please don't allow your mind in your own ways to sabotage you in something that could really be great for you. What is the deal with this Empress? Scorpio and Empress. A new gown. Dance the divine feminine. Let me see what, I don't want to read them all, but I just want to see what this divine discontent is. Yeah. Like the poem is, winter falls upon us so spring can bring new growth. Cry the tears, allow the longing, sadness brings surrender and a deep desire to be free. That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna go through some type of like discontent, but also heart healing and opening. Like it's part of your transformation. And this is part of your like werewolf energy, your transformation. Like I know your heart, I can hear it breaking and groaning in darkest night when you imagine yourself to be silently cast adrift in sleep. It speaks to me, that sacred heart of yours, whispering its longing and bemoaning its divine discontent. It knows when something is amiss. It senses that something is not quite right as yet. There is a piece of the puzzle missing. Even in its tremendous gratitude for all that is, and there is much gratitude and sweet appreciation in the precious heart of yours, there is a murmuring, a questing. It cries out to heaven, vouchsafe me a blessing. I cannot go on. I am broken and in need of your tenderness for healing. I am empty and in need of filling, not with stuff and bits, but with the most precious nectar of divine fulfillment. Nothing else will satisfy me. Please, please restore me to wholeness. I could bear this missing piece, this broken array no longer. I listen and I cajole that wise heart of yours. I pray it for its honesty and longing, for the longing is an irresistible perfume to the beloved, attracting the only salve that will soothe the divine discontent of your heart, truth-speaking heart, that of divine presence, absolute and unquestionable. So you might think that about this person, but this is also why you have to go on your own for a little while, because it's going to be showing you that it's actually within you and above you. It's not actually the Empress. Like you guys are supposed to mirror in the way of that, but this Empress cannot bring that to you. Like if you stayed in the Emperor reversed energy and you came towards the Empress, she would not be able to fulfill you, because you're not, for one, vibing in the same way, and for two, like nobody has it outside of you. Nobody is going to make you feel content. And that might be why where you are in the future is matching with this divine discontentment, where you're in the 4 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the Lovers, is like nobody is doing what you want to do. It's like the pain of the awakening heart. Where is my beloved? Cries the awakening heart. I call for my beloved, and yet here I am, still waiting. I can stand this no longer. But it's within you. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but that's crazy. Don't misinterpret the pain and think that something really is wrong. If you are surrounded by status and money and cannot understand why you should mourn, it is even more important that you allow yourself to do so. Mourning is to be felt. Understanding is not so relevant. But if you must seek understanding, then know this. You are awaking from the deepest slumber, and with your awakening heart, you are realizing a truth, a part of you, deeper and wider, vaster and more instinctive, truthful and intelligent than your mind, is lonely for the divine embrace. This is right. This is sensible. This is sanity. So you're awakening like to your divine. You might be going through a dark night of the soul, because that sounds a lot like a very similar energy to a dark night of the soul, where it's just that intense yearning, intense something's wrong, intense looking for something. Like it's that total break from what was to going forward, and you just don't know what way to go, and you feel lost, and you don't know if you can handle it type thing. You feel completely lost. A new gown. What's a new gown about? So these are both the Empress, the dance of the divine feminine, and a new gown. I have the perfect gift for you. It is a gown of new colors, of colors perfectly suited to you and no other. The colors of this gown will make your eyes sparkle and gleam as though they were more beautiful than the most precious of gems. The colors of this new gown will make your skin seem luminous as if lit from within. For of course it is, beautiful angel, your complexion is radiant with the light of life. Your hair will shine with luster, and your entire being will be complemented by this gown as it enhances your beauty in all ways. So hold on no longer to that shabby, tattered cloak so unworthy for you. Cast it off. Let me grace your shoulders now with this royal robe instead, that you may shine beautifully as befits a royal child of divine parentage. This oracle comes to you with sacred portent. You are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever. This is wonderful. It is a divine happening. You must allow it. Do not confuse humility with humiliation. Do not humble yourself excessively. You do not have to battle with false pride either. Simply honor yourself as a living being, worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in an inferiority or superiority. Balance. Unhelpful as those notions are for you now. What a gift to embrace your own path, irrespective of what others may think, whether they hold it in the glory or derision. You are stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. You are worth so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner dignity, and others may not know how to respond. Some may respond with love and acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your own boots or high and mighty. Those are voices of fear, not truth. Be in your dignity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego, not the doubt. Do not doubt the changes happening within you now. Embrace them. So, I mean, this obviously is a purely spiritual counterpart here. 42, dance the divine feminine. How can you bear to show to you a new gown? This is the dance of the divine feminine. Divine discontent. This was the first one I read. How can you bear to be still when the music is so lush and inviting? How can you hold yourself back from the tide of love when the horizon looms so vast and exciting? How can you not arch your back and respond with ecstasy to the lover's touch, saying in absolute submission, yes, more. You are made to move and grow, to love and flow, even mountains change. Surrender the stodgy ways of the mind and become willing to dance to the great orchestrations of love. You may feel as though life is being tipped upside down. Perhaps you feel as though the great beloved in a feisty mood has gripped your ankles, is holding you upside down and shaking you wildly until your skirt is over your head, or the pockets of your pants become freed of their contents, blah, blah, blah. So the beloved will give you a gift, but don't imagine it will last for too long. There is something you are holding on to, a person, a place, a thing, a belief, a vision, and you need to let it go because it wants to grow. It may grow and change into something utterly different, or it may grow into exactly what you are imagining. Whichever outcome growth is happening, and you'll find you enjoy the way much more with greater flow and support and less bashing over your head, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, she's going to be involved. The Empress is going to be involved in some type of movement, shaking in your life. It's kind of like the last reading I think I had with the Divine Masculine, where it was saying, like, I think you might come together and there's something that maybe you guys are supposed to do with each other, some unlocking or moving of energy. And then I still don't, I think there might be a chance it still may not be ready. Where exactly like I said in the last reading, where you've got more life lessons to go do, and then like the divine feminine, has to go back to her circle to do her stuff for a little while. Sometimes divine feminine and masculines don't always come together. Sometimes they're just energetically matches to where they're supposed to do stuff for each other in each other's lives. And, that's kind of like the mystery of life on where it goes and why you're being pulled. Like, you might be feeling like you're pulled and you have no idea why. Like, logically, it just doesn't make sense. It may not even be what you want out of life, but for some reason you're being pulled and you don't know why, so it just is what it is. But, is there anything else? Is that it? That's it. I don't want to pull anymore. I think I'm good. I got all the messages out. I love you guys. I hope this helps. As far as the Empress part, that's pretty much the same, but I think you're kind of in transition right now, so maybe it might help to like heed some of that advice to help you through it. And I hope you choose to step into the fire instead of just staying in some of your old ways or staying rigid or whatever. And maybe that's a good thing too about you being the Empress or Emperor reversed in the future. Like, maybe it's saying that you're not going to be rigid. Like, maybe you're going to be changing, and during that change you may not be in control. So I don't know. I'm not going to re-say all the messages over again. If you need help with this, or guidance, or just advice, or to see the blockages or anything like that, I'll be adding my shamanic services after November. So all my services are in the description box below for donations, energetic exchange, to even give and take. Or if this video helped you, PayPal's in the description box below, emails in the description box below. Any decks I used, I'll pin as the top comment, the links in the top comment below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. And I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.